Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's Friday video blab, kind of 15 minutes or so. And I'm back in my studio, which means, thank goodness, we've just got one room, though there were 3 options of rooms to pick from today. So I left the link above. Hopefully people will all join us in this particular room because I'm so excited. I'm so excited because sitting right here next to me, you're going to see and meet the phenomenon that is the 200-mile-an-hour speaker. Maybe that's why Blab gave us 3 rooms. Can they cope with our energy both at the same time? Welcome to Zefsan. Hey, Zef.
Thank you so much. Now I'll have to live up to it.
Well, I'm sure between us we can have a little bit of fun.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Get into some why live streaming is great for business, because that's what you do. And you can take us all on board Flight Zefsan,
Yes.
which is your wonderful branding for your organization that I love.
Yes.
But before we get there, what I want to start off with, Zefsan. So you are an amazing American whose family history base comes from Malaysia.
Yes.
And your theming and branding for your organization, you help entrepreneurs and business people to live stream much more better, as we always say, be a little bit less on camera as well and have fun while they do it.
Yes.
So tell us pick wherever you want to start. How did you get into it? How did you land your plane, land your flight where you've landed, Zef?
That's a great story to tell. So I'm such an avid networker. So pleasure to meet everybody. I'm so, I was very, very keen on saying good morning. And I realized it's not really morning in Ireland. It's probably in the afternoon. So good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in this world. Yes, you're ready for lunch. I just where is my breakfast right now? But anyways, how I got started is really cool. I'm such an avid networker. I love people. And that's one of the reasons why I started my business. And I said, and I was a facilitator and organizer, event planner for a lot of business networking events. And I put people in rooms, and I love people. People ask me, where do you get your energy? Drugs, alcohol? I'm like, neither. It's all people. And I just love people. And that's the reason why I'm always face to face. I love the high fives. I love the pat in the back. I love the hugs. But then I realized as we all get busy, and when I started having the events, it took so much of my time, because you know how much effort and energy it takes to put people in rooms. And sometimes you'll only have 5 people show up, right? Because the only committed person in the room is you, or the person who is organizing the event, because it's your event. You try to get people, hey, come to my event, hello, and all that stuff. And then I said, there must be a better way to do this. And I was thinking about what if people, because my events were in the early afternoons, and some people were at work, and some people who were building a side business, a part-time business who had day jobs, couldn't attend the events. And I know my events are really cool and awesome, right? But I said these people were not able to, attend the event. And I said there must be a different way, or another vehicle to get them into my space. And I said, okay, what if there was a tool to get them into my space, whether we're done with the events or not? There's a replay button where they can watch us present our content, or just mingle around, or, networking. And that's how I started live streaming on Google Hangouts on air. And oh my God, if you've never live streamed on Google Hangouts on air, you haven't done it, because of all the technical, production challenges. So there's a lot of buttons you're trying to move.
Just stopping you there, because I haven't really. I've looked at it and I've played with it, and I've kind of gone, you know what, this seems difficult. And that's why I went straight away to Blab, or using a peer.in for small teams for chats.
Yes.
And now for Facebook Live video as well, to be able to share stories and have fun with people at events.
Yes.
So what is it that you love so much about Google Hangouts? And tell us a little bit more about what are the ways that you do need to do it, and what are some of the things to look out for when you're doing it?
So with Google Hangouts, it is a little bit technical when it comes to, managing or using it. I'm not saying that you cannot conquer it. Yes, you can. If you have the patience, and from my experience, people go like, I have no time for this, right? But I was invested in wanting to do and achieve what I wanted to do, was just get people into my space. Here's the thing. I love the fact that I'm a video gal, because when I started this live streaming journey, I was saying to myself, I'm such an animated person. My energy, people will not be able to relate to me 100% via text. I know I'm like all over the place. Hello, 200 miles per hour, right? Hello, woo woo, right? I need to do all that, and people need to connect with me in that level, just like you would do in a, in a one-on-one, face-to-face kind of event, or a meeting. But then I was like, what can I do? So I know I needed videos, but then I wasn't a fan of video editing, sit down in production, light set. I'm like, I want to throw up, who has the time, right? And especially if you're a solopreneur, it becomes very overwhelming.
A couple of people in the room actually make the time to do it and do it brilliantly. Don Harris is actually here in the room. He's actually a favorite on radio here in Ireland, and he records great. Goes to events and records his programs and gets them live. And then he has live people as well. It's fabulous. So it's nice to be able to do the mixture there as well, isn't it?
Right. And I love people who are dedicated. This is the thing, right? We find the stuff, or the element of what of our passion, and we go for it, right? So for me, if I needed a video like that, of that capacity, I would go to somebody like John, right? I would just go and hire somebody, or delegate, or have my video production interns to do it. But the fact is, I wanted something that was, time effective and cost effective for me. I didn't want people, because I always take a look at my processes and systems, something that I can teach somebody and it can be duplicated easily. It doesn't take them along a big learning curve to learn, because video production is something that is an acquired skill. You have to take time and you have to love it, because hours of editing just ain't my passion. You know what I'm talking about? I'm like, no, not to say that I can't do it.
So how did you actually get into like what was it? Purely the fact that you could see that this was a great tool for you for business, or were you actually involved in film production beforehand as well?
It was just a vehicle for me to get face to face with somebody, because here's what I needed. I needed videos. I needed something that that I could do immediately by myself, and had an address, and I could just take that address and start sharing it with people. Fast, quick, simple, cost effective, right? That was my thoughts, without even going into the fancy creative things of how you can really build a great, video using Google Hangouts, not going into the nitty gritty of that part, but just thinking of, wow, this is powerful. And all the app features in Google Hangouts, you can screen share, and then you can, you can watch videos, and there's a lot of stuff that you can do. So I used it primarily to work with my team, my global team of interns all over the world, because we needed a tool where we can sit down and have a meeting. So at that time, I didn't hear about Appear.in just yet, but I also needed a tool that I could record these sessions. So I'm like, love free, right? And it could do videos. Awesome. And I can screen share and work. Not only I can produce videos, but I also could work with my team globally, virtually. So that was the exact tool I needed at that time. That's why I fell in love with it.
Steph, were you putting all of these onto your YouTube channel? Because I've actually got your YouTube channel link, which is, there's lovely videos that you've got there. It's fabulous, great fun. Were you recording Oh, it's not going to show it for you guys. I'm going to put it into the messages over here so people can go and subscribe to Zeph's YouTube channel. Please do.
So
were you putting all of these meetings or recordings or any of the public things up on Google Hangouts and then on YouTube, or were you doing things specifically for your YouTube channel, for your business? How did you kind of meld everything together? And now, especially with the likes of Blab and Facebook Live Video.
When I started with Google Hangouts, I really started with just recording it, go live. You just do the Google Hangouts live on air, and then it just went into YouTube. And you can tag and you can rate your videos. It goes right to my YouTube channels. Wherever I host, whether it's my SOAR channel or my personal channel, I'll host and put them there. But
and is that direct? Does it like Blab? Is there a button that you can press to upload direct?
It's not only the it's not only directly uploaded, because YouTube owns Google Hangouts on air, so it's already integrated with your YouTube account. So whenever you go live, it goes right into it. You don't have to worry, you don't have to even think. But later on, as year 2 and year 3, when we did our shows, our Creative Chat Cafe shows, I wanted to break down those videos. So after the recording, I would download all the Hangout videos and really cut, edit them into shorter, smaller soundbite videos. So it's not an hour of video people are watching. They're watching 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. So I did that later on. So it gave me a tool to record and add, and then I have to download and edit and put it back to YouTube. That was the process for my Google Hangouts. I didn't have to think about a big production studio, have a fancy camera. And my thing was just teaching people, if you're overthinking about your content production on video, and you can't afford to hire out, this is the tool for you. You just have to think about it creatively and how to use it. If you have the extra budget.
I think also on that one, Zeph, is we were doing a talk here in Dublin. I was telling you about beforehand. We didn't do TED Talks. We did 10 Talks, but we did hashtag 10 Talks. 10 professional speakers, 10 minutes each, 10 talks with many more than 10 take-homes for your business. Yes. And I was doing the confidence on camera side of things there. And I always think one of the key messages is sometimes we spend so long preparing and writing scripts and spending so long that actually people forget that it's the doing. And this is a visual medium. So we need to know what works for us and what distracts our audience.
Exactly.
So that I think that the fact I've heard you say before, it's simply a case of get off your and do it. You didn't say that though, but you said get in there and simply do it. As you would say, definitely, hashtag definitely. I love Zeph's hashtags.
Thank you. Here's the thing, right, Lottie, because we all are trying to create content however we know possible. And when we talk about video, the first thing I see when I talk about videos to my audience, whoever it is in a room or whatever, it's just like they look at me like I'm from planet Mars, because I know what goes in their heads. It's like, oh my God, how much is this going to cost me? How much work is this going to take me? Do I have to have a production? It's all expensive because they're thinking about the mic, the speakers, the camera. And I'm like, listen, if you're on your own, start small. And live videos is giving you that opportunity to start small and then go big. Yeah, absolutely. That's basically all you need. This thing, right? With live streaming. And that's basically what I'm telling people. I said, be smart. And especially if you're the only one who's producing your content, you don't have a team just yet, do it this way. And then when you grow and you work with other people and you have that budget, then go ahead and do all the fancy, sexy stuff, because if you don't have the basics, then you're going to get overwhelmed and then you'll pivot away from the idea of doing videos. And that's exactly why I see many people don't do videos, because they think.
And are you repurposing? So like if you do a video for YouTube, are you then repurposing and posting it straight up to Facebook? Are you reusing it for other things, or are you tending to keep one video for one channel, or like, because obviously time is the thing that we are it's our least copious tool that we have to us. We've all got the same amount of time. Yeah. And as you said, I've got ill myself in the past from just spending too much time like this, stuck in front of a screen, editing everybody else's work and not my own.
Yes.
So that's why, for me personally, I'm loving at events doing the Facebook Live video, being able to run around with my selfie stick and get people in shot and going, yay, look, is that you're on screen with me here? and having fun with that, because it's there, it's live. And I'm kind of not worried in those situations, whether it's a little bit shaky and a bit wobbly, because this is the Facebook fun. I can do my tips here on Blab with people like yourself to help people, or I can record my own quick 1-minute tips to put up on YouTube, or to use to share out with my customers and clients.
Right. So here's my answer.
So you've got different channels. Do you have different channels?
Yes, I tell people, if you're not doing that, then don't do it at all. Just because it takes so much time to create and think about the content. And if you only post, think about it. If you only post in one channel, there's only so much people that you can reach, right? If you have multiple social platforms, then when you repurpose in the most creative ways that you possibly can you imagine how many eyeballs you'll be able to capture, right? Because we're in this world where our businesses are all driven by technology and social media. We're all competing for eyeballs. We're like, hey, come watch my stuff, come read my stuff. But if you only post in one place, you take so much time to create the video and content and script it out. However, all the creative images, and you only do it once, what a waste. Repurpose. You can get really creative in repurposing. And I teach my clients, you have 1 hour video, you can always take and break it down into different, sound bites of videos and put it out in social media, right? Whether it's on a blog or whether it's on Facebook, whatever. Write out maybe a 5-step process of why this video is important and all that stuff. When you take time to create content and if you're not repurposing it, oh my God, you're just wasting time. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Folks, I'm kind of looking away and typing at the same time because I'm trying to jot down some of the gems that Zeph Sen is saying here for us. And actually, Zeph, because I've noticed, I don't know whether you've noticed in Blab recently, we've lost the ability to slash Q and it appearing at the side here for us to be able to answer. Yep. So I do have a question here from Don at Talkback Ireland. Zen, do you use Camtasia? I understand the software is really user-friendly.
Yes, I do use Camtasia, and that's pretty much all I could handle at the moment. If it's other than that, I'll just find my video production intern or somebody, even my husband could do it. I was like, could you just kind of do it? Because this ain't my thing, ain't my thing. I'm better here. So there are times that I will, and most of the times I'll break down and use Camtasia. But yes, it's user friendly, and you can get the software very inexpensively. But I do use as basic as that. Yes, the answer is yes. Yep.
I think the one tip that I always say to people is, because I actually use Adobe Premiere Elements. Simply because I was taught that by one of my interns who helped me and showed me how to do it a number of years ago. I think the trick is find that one piece of software that you can learn. I haven't got into learning Camtasia, which I wish, well, one day I'll get there, because I know you can do amazing things and you can highlight things and you can bring in all sorts of different visuals like you can with any professional editing software.
Right.
So I think find the one that works for you.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Like all of, as you're saying, there's so many social media tools. If we were videoing, we'd be periscoping, blabbing, Snapchatting, Vining, YouTubing, Facebook Living, and never mind. And then I wanted to actually ask you about the actual tool, Livestream, whether you've used that much yourself. There's Google Hangouts. There's so many. Yep. But we all need to find the one that works for us within the time.
Very important.
Our business.
Very important, because whenever I go and talk about live videos and live streaming events, that is the first question everybody asks me. And part of my 5-system process, I said, listen, the first thing you kind of need to know is where you want to, stream at. And the most important thing is this discovery, time. You have to take the time to know what it is that, where it is that you want to live stream. For me, so just to kind of tell a bit my story about how I landed with Blab, I did also use Periscope for quite a bit. My challenge with Periscope is I'm such a people person. I love to watch the eyeballs as I speak and talk, right? I'm a conversationalist. I just cannot talk to this thing, and just go, oh, yeah, hello. And I don't process information via text very well. So I'm not a text kind of person. So if I were to deliver and talk to my audience this way, whoop, whoop, right? And then I'm suddenly trying to read the text and trying to follow, and suddenly 100 people come into the room and you're trying to read the Periscope. It's just not me, I know exactly. And it's just like I'm hyperventilating because you're missing all the questions, and you being a people person just want to answer them all, right? So that's basically what it is. But whenever I'm on Blab, I always have somebody here to also have, a look at the live chat. And I can also take a look at live chat, because when Lottie's talking, I can take a glimpse there, right? But But that's just all strategy. But you have to really find one that really you're comfortable with. Some people rock at Periscope because they love the mobility, of just take the phone and just walk away. If you do not have a following yet, a good way to start is really definitely Periscope or Blab, because it's so integrated with Twitter. But you just need to know, are you better on a phone? That way, just one solo presentation, or you're having a conversation is a better vehicle for you. For me, this is where I rock it. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why, Steph, like we've only had Facebook Live in Ireland for the last few weeks. Felicity's joined us in the room. She was one of the first people that kind of was discovered that we had. Oh, we've got access to it here in Ireland, and I've been playing with it. I was at a conference in London last week. I was at the All Ireland Business Summit last week. Sadly, last night at the Professional Speaking Association 1010 talks, we didn't have Wi-Fi access because it was actually held in the very prestigious, by invitation only, in the Irish House of Lords, this amazing old building that was just beautiful. And we didn't have to have any microphones at all because the building was built for sound to resonate around.
That's awesome.
It was wonderful. But sadly couldn't do any Facebook Live video. But I found with that, the difference with that and Periscope is Periscope has got all of that, the hearts and everything flashing past so fast. But with your Facebook Live, because it's got the square screen, it is easy. And a number of people here in the room, hello, Marie, have been pounced on by me to get them other people on screen. So you can actually have quite a lot of fun with the Facebook Live. And it's amazing because it's on your personal page. And you can share it across to a business page, obviously. But the views that you get back, like hundreds of views of videos. And for a speakers conference in London, the fact that I was able to interview all these amazing global speakers and nab them. And of course, there's never a time where a speaker can't speak, is there, Zeph?
I know.
Being a professional speaker yourself as well.
Yes. So
I just find that that's much more fun than Periscope, because I think I personally feel watching Periscopes, and I never got into it because I felt it was quite a lonely thing. Whereas at least with Facebook, you've got that live interaction. People can type you messages right there and then, and I just find. But would you think for some businesses that would be detracting or distracting for some businesses?
Excuse me. I was just like. Early morning, it's the allergy season. What was the question, Lottie?
Do you think that are there some of these video tools that for some businesses could be perceived as too tribey, too kind of catchy, too vibey, giggy, sort of newfangled stuff? Are there some kind of styles of businesses where some videos suit better, some formats suit better than others?
That goes back to basically what we talked about earlier. Find the tool that works for you and your business, right? Whether it's tribey or not, yes, every platform has its own community. Just like, you would have a community on Google+, you would have a community on Twitter, you would have a community on Facebook, or you would have a community on Pinterest, Instagram, and all that stuff. The idea is find a place that you really can rock it and bring your tribe over, right? I think with, of course, you also have to take a look at your who, which is your audience, because if you're coming from an industry that is all about expertise, then LinkedIn may be just a place for you. But LinkedIn and every of the social networks, they all have their own language. And if you don't understand that, that's going to be a challenge. And when I work with my interns, my social media coordinator takes care. The only reason I keep 4 social networking, sites are because I know I cannot handle more than that. When they plan for the content for all these 4 social networks, they actually go into the content and script the content based on the language of each platform. So LinkedIn, they will use it as a whatchamacallit, the expert, platform. So the language
the choice of words would be far more formal in that situation than here we can simply have a chat. Facebook Live, you can have a chat. Google Hangouts, depending on obviously who you've invited to join you. But with LinkedIn, that's really interesting to think of it that way. Because I always say to people, make it easy for you. use words that you would choose to use.
Yes.
Whenever you speak on camera, because there's so many other things we're thinking about anyway. Am I holding the camera? Is my microphone working? Oh, what am I going to say next?
Yes,
so
exactly.
Always keeping it easy. But that's a really lovely thought of, therefore, adapt your language to suit the medium that you're actually using, that you're presenting your videos via. Because I love the fact that we can put videos up on LinkedIn directly as well now.
Right. And then
we've been able to do that for a few years.
You have to also remember what captures your audience. And you teach this with videos. You know, what captures your audience? If you're going to be boring, just all information, content, they won't come back. I promise you that, right? This is video. People is just all about connecting with you. If you're an introvert, I'm not saying that you can't rock it. I've seen really great introverts rocking out Periscope because they found the style for them, you know, how they present the content, how they communicate with other people. That is so key whenever you do live videos and live streaming events. And people ask me, you know, and I tell people, I do have the other side. It's like almost like a Jekyll and Hyde. I'm like, I do have the other side of me, which is when I start working with clients, I'm just like, people will touch my forehead. Are you having a fever? Are you okay? Because I'm just like silent and I'm calm, and they go like, wait, this ain't the gal we saw on video. And I'm like, listen, videos is just, you know, videos are the place where I connect with people, get them to understand my energy. And when they're working, you know, when we're working with them, then I, you know, present, you know, and work. So that's two different things. Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that when you're coaching, when you're doing something like this, when we are presenting, we're on, the energy is out and front and forward. When we're speaking on stage, it's out, we're there, because we have to build up the energy of the audience. But then when it comes to training, then it's like the pure focus of, what do I see? What's working for this person? How are they doing exactly what they're doing? And it's a really, suddenly the energy, the whole focus then is all about them and what's working for them and how they're interacting and connecting with their viewers in their style.
Right.
So it's really interesting to see the perceptions that people have when they see us doing that side of things, the trainings, coaching side of things, than when we're doing the, this is us doing our social media fun stuff. Hey, now I've got a note here from John, and say a quick hello to a few people, because we've got Barb in the room, the wonderful Barb, and I said hello to Felicity. John, we've said hello. Marie Nugent-Smith, she's another lovely networking friend. She'll be the president of Network Ireland Dublin branch next year. So we've got some fabulous ladies in the room. Halima, hello to you. Mother, grandmother. Ooh, awesome. Lifelong learner. Love that. Always good to be a lifelong learner. And hello to Barbara Rubel, keynote speaker, another speaker in the room. Love seeing our speakers in the room. Whoop. I think we need to find a way to share the stage together eventually, ultimately.
Someday we will. We'll put our energy.
Someday we will. Well, I tell you who's missing. Actually, Tim is in the room here as well. He's a filmmaker student and Chicago resident. Went there a couple of years ago. One of my favorite places in the States, actually. Love it.
Chicago. I went. Yeah. Love Chicago.
Yeah. The one of my favorite ladies, Wendy Keir, she lives in Brighton over in England, and she does virtual summits all the time. She actually gets different groups of speakers to come on different days. And but it would be really nice to have like a bigger group of us as professional speakers all doing this and having a chat and sharing what we do. In the
Lottie,
talk.
You know that I've co-produced with an international team with the Startup Con Live. We have produced 3 international conferences already too. Yeah.
Of course. How could I forget that, Zach?
Yes. How can you forget that?
And I tell you what, that was a mastery of just like ongoing, a bit like Hillary J. Steele as well, with the ongoing 24-hour. And the fact that you have 3 or 4 people in the green room and you're taking it in turns to be the MC. And it shows that we were having a conversation last night at the event at the 1010 Talks, that there's a difference between being a good MC who simply keeps things to time and actually being a really great compere. And I think this is one of the things of being a professional speaker, is you learn the art of working with somebody and commenting on what you've heard and then asking the next question and taking it on to the next story for the next person.
And Lottie,
so now
part of also the biggest part of also live video and live streaming, we talked about, you're hosting. And here's the thing, right? If you pick Blab as your platform to live stream or do your live videos, think about this. It's not only having a show or, organizing and planning and facilitating all the speakers, whatever. Remember, you have to bring it. Not only when I say bring it, it's not only having that conversation, it's knowing how to engage and interact with everybody who's not on camera, like on the right side corner of the live chat. You also need to pay attention to those people in the room, right? You have to do it all. It's like almost like, oh my God, you have to do it all. You just need to know. That's why I tell people, when you start live streaming on Blab, if you haven't watched and participated in at least 10 sessions, don't do it by yourself. And I'm not going to be lying. It sounds easy, but if you want a lot of people, many people to watch your show, subscribe to you, and keep coming back, be mindful of what you're bringing to the table. Because if you're forgettable, nobody wants to come back, because you're competing in a space where, you have to be enjoyable, you have to be memorable, because otherwise it's TV. People won't come back. You bore them and they're like, forget about it. I don't learn anything from this person. I'm not coming back. It just takes 5 seconds.
We always call it's infotainment.
Yes.
It's television, but it's edutainment, infotainment, because we are here to serve the viewers on the other end and to help you guys who are watching. And hopefully you pick up gems that you go, oh, that one idea there.
Yes.
If you can walk away from this with one idea that you go, now that sounds like a great idea, I can do that. Yes. Then I'm happy, and I'm sure Zefsan is happy as well. And actually, so Zefsan, actually talking of brilliant ideas, I know that Don Harris was talking about an app called boast-talk.com. Have you ever heard that? It's an app that lets you record 20 seconds of audio and share easily with others. Have you ever used that?
No, I haven't. And I know on the US side, it also has, I can't remember the name of it. It was just launched like last month. And I know people tried it. And it's, again, you have to be on all? No, right? You have to discover what works for you. If you feel that something, for instance, yesterday I just jumped on Tim Gillette's rocker life coach, right? So they were talking about Snapchat just ain't for me. And I said, Snapchat just ain't for me. People ask me, why aren't you on Snapchat? You're not on Snapchat. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Is it hard to? Because here's what it is. If you're taking too much time and playing around, I'm not saying that I won't rock at it. It's just that I don't have the extra, energy or the extra resources to be on Snapchat at this point of time, and it's just and for 24 hours, I'm just not seeing where Snapchat is taking me. And we were talking about like all these big social influencers are talking about, oh, rock your brand, you'll grow your branding. It's how you connect with people. Listen, I said, I can do this on Blab. I can do this on Periscope. It's just picking the right platform for me. So do you have to be on all platforms? No, I haven't tried both. It's just because I have not gotten the chance to, because I have so many things to do.
Too many things going on in your wonderful brain, your wonderful world.
Right?
And Zeph, because I see now it's after 2. Are you okay for another few minutes?
Yes,
if we've got a bit of time to ask some questions.
Lottie,
I'm just going to post up Zeph.
Can I address Halima, I think?
Yes.
Halima. She had asked earlier how to connect with me for speaking. All you have to do, folks, in Blab right here, my Twitter right here, the handle, you can just follow that, or you can go to my website. Is it okay I put in my link here? Yeah,
of course. I'm actually trying to get that, but something's going wrong with my stuff.
I put
in your Blab link there.
Yep.
Something's going very strange with my computer at the moment.
The best way to get in touch with me is just use my Twitter. I'm very active on Twitter. And then you can also find all the information about me right there. My website, entrepreneurs.soar.com. And if you go under the broadcast, you will find all the schedules of my show. And I'm going to just kind of copy and paste from my document here. I'm going to put in the link to the broadcast that I produce three shows a week here on Blab. Yep.
Brilliant. Because and how you produce 3 shows a week, Zeph, I have no idea. Doing one for me is enough right now. So I've also put in your LinkedIn there for you as well. And I'm just posting up your Facebook. So everybody can go and love you on. Don't just like Sefsan. Go and love her on Facebook, please. She's a wonderful, wonderful lady. All right. So there's the bit.ly.
Lottie is leveraging my network. And this is what I teach other people. 2 shows out of the 3, I co-host with 2 teams. So, I do have co-hosts on my Wednesday and Thursday shows, and leverage your network, your connections, right? The Tuesday shows are solely just me, and I do a variety of things just because I want the variety in there, but I do stick to one time, which is 7 p.m. Eastern. That actually is 12 a.m. Your time. But
my brain, Zeph, while you're saying I do a variety of things on that show, I'm kind of going, there's juggling, there's tightrope walking, there's lion taming, there's a whole works happening on your shows now.
Right,
travel blogging. So where's your family from in Malaysia? Guys, I'm going to open it up now. If anybody wants to jump in and come and ask us or ask Zeph a question about live streaming for business, please do. I'm going to unlock this now because we've got time to be on for another 10 minutes or so that's cool. If anybody wants to jump in here.
I'm from
I've managed to post your I haven't managed to post your YouTube channel. Never mind. Invalid parameters, it says. So let's get that out. But I posted your YouTube channel there as well. So do go and follow Zeph on her YouTube channel. I'll bring that back in here too.
Yeah.
But tell us, where's your family history from? We're in Malaysia.
I'm from Kuala Lumpur, which is the capital city of Malaysia. So I'm from
big towers.
I know the big twin towers, right?
For the twin towers, yeah.
Yes.
They were the biggest in the world for a long time before Dubai rocked in there.
Correct. So I'm from that capital city, but I'm no longer a city girl. I have to say that. I'll just if I go back to Malaysia.
You're Massachusetts. Massachusetts way, aren't you?
What's that?
Are you Massachusetts or New Haven?
No, I'm in Connecticut, New Haven, Connecticut. That's it. Exactly.
My American geography. Very naughty, very bad.
You're good. You're good and you're close. That's awesome. Yeah, everybody, come on in. Don't be shy.
Oh, here we go. We've got Don Harris from Talkback Radio, who is also a professional speaker and a lovely, lovely radio host. He has a great show talking about your favorite books as a business person. Of course, I had to take my own book on there. So we'll see. This will be the first time Don's jumped on Blab, I think. So we'll see if he's able to get in the room.
Hello, Don.
How are you?
I am doing super awesome. And how are you?
Excellent. This is the first time Lottie's seen my office as well. So now it's all out there.
Give Don a big hand. Clap on the claps and give Don a big hand.
Yeah, just use my own.
Give the props. Yay!
Give the props.
Steph, it's lovely to talk to you. And thank you for joining us. It must be pretty early with you, but it's after lunch here. It's not a bad day.
Yes, it's not I have to start. And today I have a back-to-back Blab because I'm sitting in for Jonathan Tripp. If you watch Jonathan Tripp live, I'm hosting his show today because he has some personal family issues. So I'm like, okay, sure, but I had to get up anyways. And I'm like, okay, Lottie, this is just like getting up with the chicken, right? But who cares? The cows, the sheep. But I'm up anyways, once in a while, it's okay to get up early. So I'm here bright and early. I know it's lunchtime in Ireland.
Well, we appreciate
it. As we'd say in Ireland, it's almost Guinness o'clock here for us. Friday afternoon.
Oh, I would love to use that often. I'll remember that. Guinness o'clock.
I had a water pistol in the pub last night, Zeph. And you know what Lottie said to me? You haven't got any gin in there, have you?
Ooh.
Anyway,
Don, you're not allowed to give away all our secrets on Blab. That was what stays in the professional speaking afters, stays in the professional speaking afters. That's good. Now, Zeph, I've just posted Jonathan Tripp's Blab link there for you. I posted yours earlier. So, Don, did you have a specific question you wanted to ask about business live streaming? For
yeah, well, yes. Now, here's the thing. It's all very well, getting more exposure and getting yourself out there and everything, but it isn't necessarily the case that you can monetize that. So how did you actually manage to monetize it properly when you started out and build your base and actually, start to earn from being better known?
Okay, so that's a great question. That's a question that everybody asks me, right? And we all know getting to the money part takes a lot of, effort and energy and strategy. And that's why I share with everybody when you come in, part of what I teach my clients, I say, when you do live streaming, just like everything else, when you come to content marketing, how are you at the end, going to monetize it? So what I've done, all my live streaming, Dawn, I've really used it as a vehicle to quickly reach my audience, because it's just an address, right? It's just an address where they can come and watch me and hang out with me and ask questions. I use that to really create opportunities, because we know in this day and age, we always have to build that relationship first before we get to monetize them, because it's all about the know, like, trust factor. And if you don't have that, it's hard to monetize it. For me, what I've done is I give. You'll probably hear this often. I give, I share. And then it becomes a great tool. And I teach everybody, it's a great tool for your audience or your potential clients to pre-qualify your style. Do they like you? Do they love the way you present? Do they think you're creative? Do you think, you have the, are you just BSing, right? So, it's your social proof that you can do what you say you can do. So from there, I use as a way, by the way, if you like what I've shared with you today, I have this. And this is the product or something that they can, get into. This is why I think that's one way of monetizing. If you've grown so big and your content may be of a lifestyle content, you can always do sponsorships and all that stuff, like anything else, right, Dawn? Because we're all about a tribe, a community that comes together and support one another. So that's another idea, but that takes a longer time to build, just because, you have people always ask numbers, like how many people are in your tribe or community, or what's your numbers, your analytics. Yeah. So my share with you, Dawn, is really how to monetize it. So whatever you do, I think the most important thing is building that relationship, growing that tribe. Let them know that they can know, like, and trust you. And then when you get them to a point and they're just ready for you, they'll just roll in. Does that make sense?
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. There's so many ways to do it.
Sorry for the quick disappear. I just had to go and get my power cable. Before we all got cut off just then.
Yes.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah, brilliant.
So, Dawn, what do you, so you host a talk show?
Yeah, the program's called You and Your Business on Dublin City FM on Fridays. So I usually dash from that to this. But I managed to get back to the office this time and not to try and link up through the tablet or anything. So, I'll have to come. I'm going to buy them. Sorry, there's somebody coming to the door at the same time, and I'm trying to do several things. But I want to talk to the man. There's a man at the door I'm hoping to have on the radio program in a few weeks. Anyway, so it goes out across Dublin, and it is streamed on dublincityfm.ie is the website. But for me, I really want to move much more into video now, and use videos as a tool, because we all know how powerful it is, and you're a very good example. And Lottie, everything she does is helping people to be much more aware of that and be much better in front of the camera. I've always felt, and I've been told several times, I have a good face for radio. So maybe I should stick with that. But I actually think video is, a necessity.
Yes, it is a necessity.
You have a good face. You have a good heart and soul, and mind for radio and for video as well. It's wonderful, wonderful man. And I've actually just posted, everybody, his Dublin City You and Your Business link in there for you there. So Don, look, we'll let you jump out and go and say hello to your man at the door, so you can book him on your show.
Steph, thank you so much, and I'll see you again. And I'll look you up.
All right.
Bye, John. See you soon.
And as we say goodbye to John, thank you, John.
Have a great weekend.
Well, we've got somebody else who's been calling in here, waiting patiently to jump in here. Let's have a look and see who that is. Halima, hello. Zefsan, do you know Halima? Have you met Halima before?
No, this is the first time today.
Okay, let's have a first time today and say Halima. Have you got a question? Come in with your question for Zefsan today.
Hello.
When we get you on air here. Oh, well, we'll just have to wait and see if we can get you in here. I know that a lot of people, a number of people recently have been saying that obviously Blab's in beta, we all know, and it's got glitches, and we simply put up with them. But we still love Blab.
Yeah.
As I said, I've got duplicates and triplicates. I've got Blabs that haven't closed for 10 days. I've got my Blab. My current Blab shows that I'm actually having a Blab with Frederica Roberts, who was last Friday. But because it didn't work last Friday, we're now doing it again next Friday. So I'll be posting that up afterwards to have a happiness chat.
One of my clients, Halima, you might want to refresh and try to come back in. Because sometimes the browser does crazy stuff. So with me last week, Lottie, my client kicked off her launch show on Friday. Guess what? It was a disaster. I had to do a patch-in through Google Hangouts because we weren't able to call in. So, I said, thank God I know how to do Hangouts, right? Because otherwise it would be like, what do we do now? We don't cancel. I said, we don't cancel because if we put it out there, whatever it is, you don't cancel. You just find a solution. So that's what we did. So we patched in Google Hangouts. So we were still live though, but yeah.
And that's always the workaround. Like I was told the first time I ever tried to do a mobile Blab with actually out on the street. It's so unfortunate because it was the day when it was for Cancer Ireland for their annual Daffodil Day. And having been a sufferer myself in the past, I always love to go and do that. And there I am on the streets telling the stories and showing the daffodils and having a wonderful time about what a wonderful charity it is. And I didn't realize all along that there was no sound. So. And for some reason, there was no sound coming through. So mobile Blabs, if you're going to do them, test them first.
Yes.
I think one thing with any of your live streaming video tools is have a go first.
Yes. Halima, I think.
And then learn from the likes of this genius lady.
Thank you.
How you do it, the technicalities. Get on her courses. Join up. Now,
so
Halima, I'm afraid
having a challenge coming in.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick you out, Halima, here because it's not clicking through.
Yep.
And actually, Halima, what we'll do, I might have to invite you in next time round because I'm fascinated to Halima, not only to hear about you being the grandmother, but it's also the fact that you're Uzbek, German, Russian, multilingual, couch surfing moderator. I like that. And you obviously help people with looks like you help people with learning Uzbek.
There you go.
Very interesting. So we'll chat with you another time. But look, boys and girls, I think it's coming up 20 past, and we need to give Zefsan a break before she's on the Blab. Do you want to post the Blab that you're doing next?
I'm going to post it right now. So this is the link for in about 38 minutes. So here you go. That's the Blab that I'm doing right now. Sadly won't be able to join you on that one but I'm going to, by the way, guys, if you can't join, then what you do is you go and subscribe now, and then you get the email about the playback. So you can come back and listen to the playback. It's a great conversation. It's how to create a Google culture on a shoestring budget. Interesting. Right?
Brilliant.
Yes.
Oh, like the sound of that. So what you can do now, guys, if you go and jump in there now, you can actually go and it's not live yet, but you can subscribe. You can also go in there and tweet that Zeph is going to be on this later too.
Yes, in about 37 minutes.
So I'll do that after.
Yep.
Brilliant.
3 p.m. your time.
Darling.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been
thank you for being here.
You're most welcome anytime.
Kind of 200, 400 miles an hour, a little bit at times.
I was just afraid we will just combust into fire and on camera. You were like, okay, with Lottie and me, I don't know. We might just.
But it's quite funny because I've got my lovely sky blue, and then as Barb said, you've got your very funky black, and your gorgeous bright red colours. We like that's another thing. We like our bright colours, boys and girls.
Yes, absolutely. Because
and got to wear good colours on camera. Bright.
Yes.
If you're wearing black on camera, everybody thinks it's slimming, but actually that's not. It just makes you look very, as we say in Scotland, dour, very dour. Very dark and kind of a bit heavy. So the perception for the viewer is that things are heavy when they're watching you. So brightness always works on camera.
Always. That's why, you know,
hence the big smiles.
My brand colors are black, white, and red. And because I have a black background, I always try to wear red when I'm in an interview. So it always represents my color. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's a great way to bring it, people.
And the great thing as well, one last thing, because it was a fabulous thing. I love our job, because what we can do for our research is watch television, listen to the radio, and watch videos on YouTube. What a great way to spend time as research. So I was listening to 98 FM, a big Dublin radio station here, another talk show. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about the most recent study into giveaways for lying. And people always think it's scratching your nose and doing that. That's a load of rubbish. That's just you've got an itchy nose sometimes. Now, if you're really fidgety and doing it all the time, then you may be. But they've discovered that the most recent way that people subconsciously think that you're lying is if you say something and you don't smile with a smile that goes through to your eyes. Now, I've always been teaching people that learning how to do this, and with smizing, as Tara always says on America's Next Top Model, with the eyes, not just going, scary smile.
I love that. That's so
which I've got in one of my other photos, one of my other blabs. So actually it is true. It has been clinically proven now that you are more believable and trustworthy. People are less likely to think you're lying if you can when you learn to talk with a smile.
Yes.
So
and
nice
I do that all the time.
there
Hopefully
for you,
it comes across. Well, Lottie's been great. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome.
So that's it. That's it for this Friday video blab. A little bit longer than normal, but hey, with this amazing lady, then you can't help but carry on nattering.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So next week, do join myself and Frederica Roberts take 2 to talk why happiness counts on camera. Having just heard that about smiling.
Very
so
important.
That will be a fun one for you to join in. I hope we see you all next week. I'm going to stop the recording now. And thanks for being here on the Friday Video Blab.
Bye, everybody.